fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. 11 games to talk about, including the rescheduled game from yesterday, and we will do that here in a second. But first, we'll jump into the chat and then take a quick look at what happened yesterday. What's happening, Terry? Hey, Robert. Not too much. Not too much. Start the show. Hashtag start the show. Yes, I was a minute late. I know. Horrible. How could I possibly do that? LOL. Yes, LOL. Abs tonight. We'll discuss them here shortly in a couple moments, but I do see quite a few people that like the Bruins tonight, but we'll get to that here shortly. LOL. I'm not making plays or giving out plays anymore, but let's go Bees. Interesting. Taking a break. Nothing wrong with that. Let's money today. Yes, let's make that bag of money. Hi, Terry. Hi, Owen. Hope all is well. But we will start the show by taking a look at what happened yesterday in the NHL. This game here, Montreal Canadiens, New Jersey Devils. I really did lean towards the over in this game, and I was going back and forth all day on whether I should pull the trigger, and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, obviously, with a 3-2 final score here in this one. The Devils get the loss here in this one. Losing Jack Hughes is just too much for this Devils team. Yes, it's a team sport, but Jack Hughes is such a crucial loss that I really can't back the Devils until he returns. So we'll be back in the Devils anytime soon, especially being overpriced with losing Jack Hughes, and they're still overpriced. So I'll be staying off there. This game I really have mixed feelings about. Panthers puck line obviously did not cash. Reinhart continued his streak with, I believe, his 8th game in a row with a goal in 10 of his last 11. I think I've been cashing on him. I think this is the 4th or 5th straight time I cashed on Reinhart. I did go a little bit bigger on Reinhart anytime goal, and obviously I'm happy that I did that. For Hagee assist, fortunately, that did not cash. A couple great chances overall, but the Red Wings with the overtime win here in this one, and unfortunate loss with the Panthers there. But they've now lost 3 in a row, and they play Minnesota on Friday. Will they lose 4 in a row? We'll see. We will see. Almost a draw. Yes, almost. Devils suck. Yeah, kind of. The Devils are just so bad without Jack. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Nice call on Reinhart. I tailed, and the draw hit plus 400. Very nice. Very nice. I had Panthers and Reg and Carter Verhaeghe. Of course, someone I didn't take it. Oh, no. Owen, no. Yeah, you got to take Sam Reinhart right now. And yes, spoiler alert, they play Minnesota on Friday. I will once again tomorrow. They play Minnesota tomorrow, and I'll once again be on Reinhart goal in that one. Will Reinhart show up in the playoffs? Who knows? Probably. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And yes, it was a shorty, and it's not his first shorty in the last week. I believe it's back-to-back games with the shorthanded goal. He was on a power play goal streak, and now he's not scoring on the power play. Now he's scoring while shorthanded, which is even more valuable. So Sam Reinhart, moneymaker Reinhart, continues to make me money, so I'll continue to bet him. But we'll jump into today's slate, and we'll start with the first game here that we have to talk about, which is between the Chicago Blackhawks, plus 220 to plus 230, Buffalo Sabres minus 242 to minus 285. Sixes right across the board here in this game. Peter Mrazek is unconfirmed for Chicago. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen will start in this game for Buffalo. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen obviously has the advantage in goalie numbers, but save percentage is pretty even, 906 to 907. Better goals against average here, and obviously a better win-loss record. But I'd hope that a goalie would have a better win-loss record than Peter Mrazek, obviously being on the Blackhawks. I have the same play in this game that I had when this game was supposed to play yesterday, and that is pass. No player props, no nothing. This game doesn't exist to me on today's schedule. Just nothing I like here. Can't back Buffalo at this big price, especially off a win. No interest in Chicago, and there's really no players that are consistent enough to have any interest for me. So this game, nice pass to start up the slate. Sabres minus 1.5. Show up one time, Sabres. Yeah, well, they should. That should happen. But I don't know. I don't know about this game, so I'll pass. We'll go on to the second one here, which is between Minnesota Wild and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Wild plus 114 to plus 121. Tampa Bay minus 134 to minus 140. 6.5s right across the board in this game. Won't be any shocker, but Andrei Vasilevsky is starting this game. Who could have guessed? Especially off a few days off here. Vasilevsky will get his 7th straight start in a row. Philip Gustafsson obviously had a rough game against Arizona in his first game back after injury. Now he faces this Tampa Bay team. How these teams been playing recently? The Wild 2-3-1 in their last 5 games. Obviously getting healthier. 3 of their last 6 over 6.5. 2 of their last 6 went to overtime. Tampa Bay has won 4 of their last 5 games. 2-2-1 to a total of 6. 2 of their last 3 games have gone to overtime. The Wild 7-2-1 in the last 10 meetings between the teams. 1 over, 1 under. 3 games finished with 6 goals. Obviously, the Lightning beat Minnesota in Minnesota a couple weeks ago. That was with a extremely injured Wild team. Now the Wild are pretty much healthy. And for me in this game, I'm going to go with the draw for a half unit here at plus 360. I think we get overtime in this game. Tampa Bay obviously playing well. They're going to obviously want to play well in this game. And the Wild, I'm not sure. I want to see these next 2 games are going to be huge for me because obviously the game against the Islanders was a complete domination by the Wild up and down the lineup. But was that just against the Islanders, is a team that's struggling? Was it just against a team that the Wild have dominated for the last few seasons? I have to see. And this game is a good test. Now, heading on the road here to head to Tampa, Jonas Brodin returning for the Wild's defense was a huge addition in the last game. It just brings confidence to the team knowing that Jonas Brodin is back there on the in front of the goalie. So overall, for me, this one's a draw. I want to see how the Wild play in this game. And depending on how this game and tomorrow's game goes, I might, and I know people are going to call me crazy and call me a homer, but if the Wild play 2 good games here and get points in both games, I will be locking in the Wild to make the playoffs, which I believe is something like plus 4 or 500 right now. And I will lock that in if I see them win both of these games. And the Wild do have a very easy schedule the second half. So obviously their next 3 games, Tampa, Florida, and Carolina, are not part of that easy schedule. But throughout the second half of the year, the Wild have a very nice schedule to finish off the year. So I'm not giving up hope, but I need to see it first. And this back-to-back here against Tampa and Florida will really tell me a lot about how this team is going to finish the season. Looking at player props, Kirill Kaprizov has a point in 7 of his last 8 games. Obviously, the one game he didn't was that game against Arizona, his first game back from injury. Joel Erikssonek has at least 3 shots on goal in 8 of his last 10 games. Nikita Kucherov has an assist in 6 of his last 7 for the Lightning, at least 3 shots on goal in 7 of his last 9. And Brandon Hagel has a point in 4 of his last 5 games for the Lightning here in this one. Jumping to the chat. Cousins at Samuelson, both absent from morning skate. Yes, that's true. Skinner's out. I was all over Buffalo yesterday, but now we'll play it live. It is goat head. Okay. A bonk, Robert. Okay. Plus 220 versus the Sabres is tempting. Yes, it is. Wild money line, state of hockey, Kaprizov goal, Kaprizov over 1.5 points. I like it. Not saying anything. Okay, not saying anything. Kucherov goal. All right. Carolina versus Wild has been marked on my calendar since I've been watching the show. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Owen. Should be a good game. Goal in first 10. I could see that. I just when it comes to the total and obviously goals in the first 10, I don't know what to expect if this is going to be an over or an under type of game. Obviously Gustafsson looked awful in his first game back from injury. Will he go back to being the Gus Bus he was before the injury? Because before the Wild got injured, they had won 11 of 14, and they looked like the dominant hockey team I know they can be. So will they go back to that? We'll have to see. In tonight's game. But we'll head along on to our next game here, which is between the Montreal Canadiens and the Ottawa Senators. Here in this one, Montreal plus 150 to plus 159. The Ottawa Senators minus 177 and minus 185 home favorites, 6.5 and 7s available in this game. Looking at goalies here for this one, Caden Primo will start for Montreal, 4-4-1, 3.13 goals against average, 905 save percentage. Against Jonas Korpisalo, who's 8-15, with a 3.7 goals against average and 884 save percentage. Korpisalo coming off a rare win in his last game, which broke his 5-game losing streak. How have these teams played recently? Well, Montreal 3-1-2 in their last 6 games, coming off that win against the Devils in New Jersey yesterday, now traveling to Ottawa. 4 of their last 5 games have gone under 5.5. So the Canadiens are trending towards the under. 4 of their last 6 games going to overtime. Ottawa has lost 6 of their last 7 games. 5 of their last 7 games going over 6.5. Ottawa's won the last 6 games between these teams, with 4 of the last 6 going over 6.5. And we're seeing 7s now. A few 6.5s available as well. This game's a pass for me. No single plays here for me. I want to bet the over. And now that we're seeing 7s, I'm definitely not obviously betting the over. I want to bet overs with the Ottawa Senators. I do like that Primo will be a net, which I believe will help the over. What I don't like is obviously now that we're seeing 7s, and I don't like that this Montreal Canadiens team is playing towards the under right now. So ultimately, I'm staying off this game. Should the Ottawa Senators be minus 185 favorites? No, not in my opinion. The value is there on Montreal. Just don't like the spot for them. I don't like their record against Ottawa. So this game will be ultimately a pass when it comes to single plays. Looking at player props, Cole Caulfield has a point in 4 straight games for the Montreal Canadiens. Claude Giroux has a point in 4 straight games for the Sens. Brady Tkachuk has a point in 4 of his last 5, and at least 4 shots on goal in 6 of his last 7 games. So Tkachuk has been shooting the puck a lot. Giroux, Caulfield, both on 4-game point streaks here heading into this game. I can see this going to overtime 3-3. I could see that too. I could see that. $1 million on Senators money line. Ooh, poor Ice X. Poor Ice X. Over 6.5. And yes, I saw that you're kidding. Ha ha ha. Montreal has a better record. That's true. And I think that might surprise some people because people were really high on this Ottawa Senators team. And it's been a horrible season for them so far this year. Heading into our next game here, we've got the St. Louis Blues and the Washington Capitals. St. Louis -105 to +105. Washington -109 to -115. We've got mostly 5.5s. BetMGM does have a 6 available here in this game. Looking at goaltenders, Jordan Binnington likely for St. Louis, 14, 11, and 2, 3.04 goals against average, 906 save percentage. Charlie Lindgren, 8, 4, and 3, 2.24 goals against average, 929 save percentage here in this one. Lindgren has been great. He's been great all season long for the Washington Capitals. And now he gets to face his former team, the St. Louis Blues. And ultimately, I hate to do this again, but this is another my final game that I'm passing on tonight. Actually, I do have a play in 6 of the last 7 games. So there's one more game I'm no single plays on, but no single plays for me here. Players that are playing well. There are 2 players playing well, one on each team. Braden Shen has a point in 4 straight games for the Blues. TJ Oshie has a point in 5 of his last 6 for the Capitals. St. Louis 3-4-1 in their last 8, 2-0-2 to a total of 6 on a 2-game losing streak. Washington 4-4 in their last 8, 4 straight games under 5.5. So the Blues trending more towards the over, Washington trending towards the under. St. Louis 6-0-1 in the last 7 games between the teams. They've had a lot of success against Washington lately, going overtime in 2 of the last 5 games. The last 3 games all going over 6.5. So I could really see either team winning this game. I could see either total happening. I could see this being a 2-1 game. I could see this being a 4-3 game. So ultimately for me, this game is a complete and total pass. I won't be touching it here in this one. Blues money line, says Owen. All right. All right. Caps should win. Yes, but will they? We'll have to see. Montreal was pure stress last night, up 2, then finally tied 2, finally got that one to win it. LOL. Yeah, if you had Montreal, then yeah, that was a bit of a stressful win. But hey, at least you won in the end. Yes. But we will move on along to one of the games of the night in today's slate, which is between the Colorado Avalanche and the Boston Bruins. Colorado +120 to +131. Boston -143 to -150. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. Looking at goaltenders for this one, Georgiev likely for Colorado. Jeremy Swayman starting for Boston here. Swayman starting his 4th straight game, coming off a shutout against the Devils in his last start. Georgiev, 24, 10, and 2 on the season, 2.92 goals against average, 896 save percentage. So actually pretty good numbers overall. Obviously playing for a strong Colorado Avalanche team. How these teams played recently: Colorado 8-2 in their last 10 games, 7 of their last 8 games over 6.5. Boston 3-0-3 in their last 6 games, 5 of their last 7 games have gone over 6.5, and 4 of their last 5 games have gone to overtime. So this Boston Bruins has been a draw machine lately. Colorado has won 4 of the last 7 meetings, going overtime in 2 of the last 5 between these teams. 2, 1, and 2 to a total of 6. So 2 overs, 1 under. 2 games finished with 6 goals. And when I look at this game, yes, I'm a little bit tempted on the over. I am tempted on the over, but I have to take the Avs at this price. They're just too big of an underdog in this game. Um, I get it. They won't have Valerie Nichushkin for a while, but since he went out, obviously, the last game and this game, the Avalanche are just being not priced correctly. There's just value on them. I think this should be much closer to a pick 'em here with how both teams have played recently. So I'll take the nice plus money with this Avalanche team that continues to find ways to win games even when they're losing. It's just too good of a price here to pass up taking this Avalanche team. So I'll take the Avs here in this one. What is Montreal's record on a back-to-back? I believe they've lost every single. I believe it's really bad, but don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I'm going Colorado plus money on this one. As is Owen. I agree with both of you. Bruins. You ... Hey, I said you used to fade your Bruins all the time, and now you're saying Bruins. LOL. Yeah. LOL. Avs money line. Makar and McKinnon are Hall of Famers. Yeah, the Avs. As much as I would rather not see them win, you gotta bet with your brain and not with your heart. So I'll take the Avs. Big dogs for Avs have been playing 30 minutes or more per game. That's not sustainable in NHL, maybe high school. Look at Taves, Mac, Makar, Moose, total ice on last 5 games. That's a good point. Maybe they'll have to start resting some of their big guns a little bit, like not resting them like the NBA, where you not play them, but maybe shorten their ice times a bit here, especially maybe against weaker opponents. Don't really see that happening here against the Bruins, but we'll see what happens. Player props. Nathan McKinnon has an assist in 17 of his last 18 games, 26 of his last 29, at least 4 shots in goal in 6 of his last 8 games. Only had 1 shot last game, so that was a bummer there. But I think we'll see him shoot the puck a lot more in this game. Mikko Rantanen has a point in 9 straight games for the Avalanche, at least 4 shots in goal in 8 of his last 9. Cale Makar, at least 3 shots in goal in 10 of his last 13, a point in 6 of his last 8. Jonathan Drouin has a point in 6 of his last 8 games as well. For Boston, David Pastrnak, a point in 6 of his last 7, at least 3 shots in goal in 7 straight games. And then Charlie Coyle has a point in 9 of his last 11 for the Bruins. He had a 2-game stretch there where he didn't get any points, but now back-to-back games where he has points again. Coyle overall has been pretty consistent for the Bruins this season, especially lately here. Jumping into the chat, they love the ice time. That's true as well. Everyone on the Avs, surely nothing can go wrong there. We'll have to see. I don't think Boston should be this big of a favorite against the Avs. I just don't. They want more. Well, I'm not sure about that, but draw piece. Hey, the way Boston, this could definitely be a draw spot. The way Boston is gone, this could definitely be a draw spot. So I wouldn't talk anybody off that. That's for sure. Moving on along to our next game, we have the Dallas Stars and the Philadelphia Flyers. Dallas minus 129 and minus 135. Road favorites. Philadelphia plus 114 to plus 116. Home dogs. 6 is most spots. There is 5.5 at Pinnacle and Bet99. If you were looking towards the over in this game, how these teams played recently. Dallas has won 4 of their last 5 games, 2, 2, and 1 to a total of 6. Philadelphia, they've won 5 of their last 6 games. 1 over, 5 under, 1 game finish with 6 goals. Philly going to overtime in 2 of their last 4. Dallas has won 7 straight games against this Flyers team. 3 overs, 3 unders, 1 push. So no real streak there with the total. Goaltenders in this game, we have Urson against Jake Ottinger here in this one. Ottinger 13, 8, and 2, 2.87 goals against average, 905 save percentage. Samuel Urson 11, 5, and 3 on the season, 2.33 goals against average, 910 save percentage, and 3 shutouts. Urson did have a bit of a rough start this season, but he's looking like that goalie last year that stole some games for the Flyers. And yeah, he's playing really well again this year, and not a goaltender I want to fade when it comes to this game. I'll take Owen Tippett to find the back of the net here for a half unit, so not a full unit prop here for me in this one. Looking at player props in this game, Jason Robertson has a point in 13 of his last 14 games. Rope Hintz a point in 4 of his last 5, and Joe Pavelski on a 4-game point streak. Travis Konechny has a point in 10 of his last 12, at least 3 shots on goal in 8 of his last 9 games. He's been the best Philadelphia Flyer this season. Joel Farabee, a point in 7 of his last 9. Owen Tippett has a goal in 4 of his last 5 games, at least 3 shots on goal in 7 straight games. Tippett continues to shoot the puck. He's been scoring lately. Plus 190 is a great price. So I'll take him to find the back of the net here. And when it comes to the side, Dallas has been a great road team this year. Better record on the road than they are at home. And same with the Flyers. They've been better on the road this year. So I really can't get to a side here. I think obviously Dallas has the better team. That's clear. But this Flyers team continues to find ways to win games, and not a team I want to bet against right now. So I'll take Tippett goal here, and I'll leave the side alone. Leave it alone. Owen, Flyers, Flyers, Flyers. Can't talk you off it. Can't talk you off it with how they played. Stars -1.5. Get it done, Stars. All right. All right. As much as I want them to get bent over, I think they get it done at home. I can see that. Parlay Stars money line. All right. LOL Owen. LOL. LOL. So people like an Owen's comment there. Couturier in/out makes a huge difference. Tippett shots and goal over. I love Torts in Philly, but can't choose a position until betting volume exceeds 10,000. Yeah. You do you. Couturier, I don't have obviously confirmation of this, but it does sound like he might be playing tonight. They put Nicolas Delorier as a kind of a placeholder on the top line. And yeah, Nicolas Delorier is not playing on the top line tonight. So he's in practice, he was playing with Tippett and Konechny, which makes it look like someone else is going to be playing there. So most likely Couturier is in, but don't quote me on that. I think early betting money on Philly brings the Stars price down. This could be a good Stars price. All right. Best of luck. Flyers power play is garbage. Urson and net. Urson's been really good. Urson has not been someone I want to fade at all. So we will see what ends up happening in this game. Moving on along to our next one. Kind of a similar situation when it comes to the side here in this game. A little bit different, though. Toronto -125 to -130. Road favorites. Calgary +105 to +114. Home dog 6.5. Right across the board here in this game. Who will be in net? Do we have confirmed goaltenders for this one? We do not yet. It is projected to be Martin Jones. Oh, no, there's been a change. Daniel Vladar has been confirmed here in this one. Vladar coming off a win. 23 of 25 shots, when the Flames beat Arizona on Tuesday. Of course, I was on the over 6 and was not expecting Vladar to play so well there. How these teams have been playing recently: Toronto has lost 3 of their last 4 games, 0-3-1. 3 overs, 0 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Calgary has won 7 of their last 9, playing pretty good hockey recently. 3 of their last 6 games over 6.5. How these teams played against each other in the past? Well, it's been one-sided. Toronto 7-1-1 in the last 9 games between the teams. 4 of the last 6 have gone to overtime. So we've seen overtime when these teams have played. 3 of the last 6 games between the teams have gone over 6.5. With this game, it's really tough for me. Do we see Martin Jones in net? Maybe we get Samsonov. And if it's Samsonov, then I would lean with the over. I would like the over here more in this one. I don't see Vladar having really good back-to-back games. Calgary is playing better hockey right now than the Leafs. That is for sure. But the Leafs own Calgary recently. So ultimately, when it comes to a side or total, this game is a pass. But another half unit goal scorer here for me, Blake Coleman, plus 230. He's just by far been the best Calgary Flame this year. He's a point in 8 of his last 9 games, which I believe you can get for around minus 115 for him to get a point. So if you want to do that, that's great as well. But he's got a goal in 4 straight games for the Flames. So I'll take him here for a half unit to find the back of the net. Nazem Kadri, facing his former team. He's got a point in 7 straight games for the Flames. Mitch Marner and Morgan Riley both have points in 6 of their last 7 games. And everyone's talking about William Nylander. Has no points in his last 4 games. Obviously signed that big contract. And now his production has kind of fallen off. But looking at it, it's not like you can't find him out there on the ice. He is continually shooting the puck with at least 4 shots on goal in 8 of his last 9 games. So Nylander is shooting the puck. He's just not having success when it comes to actually scoring. So I think we should give Nylander some slack, especially with the great season he's had so far this year. But getting that big contract, Leafs fans are not interested in giving him any slack. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, the Leafs have lost 4 games in a row, and that coincides with Nylander's point streak ending. So see if the Leafs can get right here. Overall, for me, I'll just root here for Coleman to find the back of the net, which he's done recently, and see how this game plays out. Let's see. Otter, please. He is in net, so there you go. Leafs are tanking, right? No, Isaacs, not tanking. If the Sabres don't get 2 points tonight, someone on Earl Sports Bets will receive $100. Parlay the Sabres tonight. They're a lock. I'm guessing that's Tim's doing. Interesting. Vladar is trash, and he pulled off a miracle. Please be Samsonov so we can all bet the over. I agree, Tommy. I do agree. Obviously, I was on the over 6, and then it moved to 6.5, and then everybody jumped on it, which kind of made me a little nervous. So we'll see here. We'll see here if everyone jumps on the over again, but we'll see here. Watch Dallas change the goalie. Yeah, that could happen. Tommy T, amen. Yeah, everybody wants Vladar versus Samsonov. That's for sure. Leafs minus 1.5. Says Robert, show up the Leafs. All right. Leafs money line, parlay piece. All right. No Owen, no, and then no Owen. Robert, I don't know why you're saying no Owen because you just said Leafs puck line. And now Owen's saying Leafs money line, and you're saying no. I think you're just saying no because everyone else is saying no. I think that's what's going on. And then Owen says yes. So he says yes to everybody. Yes. Leafs money line is a parlay piece. And Leafs do have the better team. Yes, they're on a losing streak, but they've dominated Calgary in the past, and this should be a good spot for the Leafs to bounce back. I just won't have my money on it. But um, the Leafs aren't making the playoffs. Interesting. Okay. And this team is built only for the regular season, which I agree with too. They can't beat wildcard teams like Nashville. Markstrom and Calgary wins. Villadar needs a miracle. Okay. Obviously, the Leafs won't have to face Nashville, but right now they'd have to face Detroit, I believe, or Tampa Bay. So I can see that. I can see that. LMAO, yes, laughing. It's the Leafs, LOL. Yeah, it's the Leafs. Will the Leafs catch fire and get burned? We'll have to see tonight. Ha ha ha. I know. We'll move on along to the next game here. Between the Seattle Kraken and Edmonton Oilers. Seattle plus 180 to plus 207. Edmonton Oilers minus 210 to minus 230. Home favorite, 6.5s right across the board in this game. And I kind of look at Seattle and Florida similarly. Um, are these teams as good as they were on their winning streaks, or were they just on winning streaks? And now we're kind of seeing the real side of both teams. That is the question for me. The Kraken were money for a while there, but now they've kind of faltered off and have to face this team on an 11-game winning streak, the most in franchise history, which is kind of surprising. The fact that they had Wayne Gretzky, but hey, Joey Decord is unconfirmed for this game. We'll see if he ends up playing. I would assume he would. Stuart Skinner confirmed for the Oilers. Decord obviously better numbers than Skinner, but Skinner's playing well. 2.6 goals against average, 903 save percentage on the year, a 19-9-1 record, looking for his 20th win of the season, and he's allowed 2 or fewer goals in each of his last 7 games. So Skinner has been lights out recently. How these teams played recently? Well, the Kraken have lost back-to-back games, but 9-2 in their last 11, going over 6.5 in 3 of their last 5 games. The Oilers have won 11 straight, 5 straight games under 6.5, going to overtime in 2 of their last 3. How these divisional rivals faced against each other? Well, they've faced each other 9 times since Seattle joined the league. The Oilers 7-2 against the Kraken. 8 of the 9 games between the teams went over 6.5. So we really do see high scoring games with Edmonton finishing out on top when these teams face each other. And for me, no single plays here for me in this game. Um, Obviously, with how the Kraken have played before their 2 losses, obviously I'm tempted at plus 207 with the Kraken. The issue is that I don't know if Vince Dunn is back for this game. He might be, but Edmonton just winning games, but winning games with defense and goaltending, which is kind of scary for teams in the Western Conference. If this Oilers team can stop the puck, they are going to be extremely dangerous come playoff time. Overall, no side or total for me in this one. Looking at player props, Oliver Borkstrand for Seattle has a 0.4 of his last 5 games. Connor McDavid, um, it's tough to choose him for a goal or an assist because he's been kind of doing both, but not necessarily in the same games. One game he'll get a goal, the other game he'll get an assist. So if you are looking for a parlay piece with McDavid, I know it's a horrible price, but in a same game parlay, it all adds up. Connor McDavid point. He has a point in 11 of his last 11 games. Draisaitl has a goal in 7 of his last 9, and Zach Hyman has at least 4 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6 games. So he's been shooting the puck a lot recently. And we'll see what happens with this game in this one. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, yeah. Fire is super effective against Leaf Pokemon. Yes. Fire beats Leaf. That's for sure. Attention chat. Evander Kane is a game time decision. Oh, no. It couldn't happen to a nicer person. Oops. Oliver Oilers money line? Yes. Oilers money line. Dang, Ice X, that Pokemon reference is making me rethink everything. Oh, look what you did, Ice X. Look what you did. I might have to go Flames now. Oh, no. Oh, no. LMAO, Owen, laughing. Yes. That past Seattle versus New York Rangers line was no trap and was a major blowout with Drieger and no Dunn, no Beniers, no Burakovsky, and a recovering Larson. Major cash in. Now they return to the West Coast. That's true too. That's true too. Is they're on their road trip and now they have to go to the West. It's not a good spot for them either. Leafs team total over 3.5 plus 100 against Vladar. I can see that. After an East Coast swing, Edmonton pays my rent tonight. I can see it. I can see it. You need centermen in this league. Yes, for sure. What the fuck, Terry? LMFAO. What the fuck about what? What did I do now? Let me know what I did. LMAO. Yes, laughing. Let me know what I did now. Isaac. No, I'm kidding. But we'll jump into the next game. This will be a really good game, a really interesting game here. Got the New York Rangers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Rangers minus 130, minus 130. Vegas plus 110 to plus 122. 6 is in most spots. There are 5.5s available in this game as well. Taking a look at goaltenders for this one, nobody confirmed. Should be Igor Shesterkin against Logan Thompson in this one, and extremely similar numbers. 2.79 goals against average for Shesterkin, 2.7 for Thompson, 904 save percentage for Shesterkin, 908 save percentage for Logan Thompson. How these teams played recently? The Rangers 2-3-1 in their last 6 games, going over 6.5 in 4 of their last 6. Vegas 3-2 in their last 5, 4 straight games under 5.5 for the Golden Knights. The Rangers 3-1-1 in the last 5 games between the teams. 4 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. So we have seen lower scoring games between these teams in the past, and Vegas is playing low scoring hockey right now, mostly due to injuries here. And obviously it's moving a little bit with the minus 130 now, but I got Rangers at minus 125 here. Basically, the Rangers are the better team. The Rangers have much more scoring depth up and down the lineup. And I trust the Rangers here more than I trust this Vegas Golden Knights team. The Rangers have done well against Vegas recently, so give me the Rangers minus 125. I'd still take it minus 130, but I like the Rangers here in this one. Winning back-to-back games after that 4-game losing streak, so I like them here to win this one here, 3 in a row. Oilers team total over 3.5, minus 125. Oh, your Kane dig was your LOL. Okay. Oh, he knows Addison. Laughing. Hey, I'm not a fan of Evander Kane. Um, I will just leave it at that because I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything else, but I'm not a fan of his. And there's lots of negative things I could say that I'll just keep to myself. So I went Rangers money line. Vegas is too banged up. I agree. I agree. Give me the Vegas Golden Knights. Boo. Boo, Owen. Boo. Boo. I need to give plays. I need it. I need it. LOL. Hey, give plays then. Give plays. Breadman over 1.5 points. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, expletive word, the Rangers. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Being a Canes fan, I can see why you wouldn't want the Rangers to win here, but I think they do win. Sorry, Owen, but I do. Looking at players for both teams, Artemi Panarin has a point in 11 of his last 12 games, a goal in 8 of his last 12, and at least 3 shots on goal in 6 of his last 7 and 13 of his last 16 games. Vincent Trocheck, a point in 6 of his last 7, at least 3 shots on goal in 6 of his last 8. Alexis Lafreniere has at least 3 shots on goal in 7 of his last 8 games. And the only consistent player for Vegas right now, Mark Stone, has a point in 11 of his last 13 games for the Vegas Golden Knights in this one. Evander Kane is a gambler, and we are gamblers. Plus, he's a crazy ex-wife who needs more personal work and therapy. Yes, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Vegas for plus money. I don't know how they just do. Yeah, it could happen. They won their last game when I didn't think they would. So we'll see if this team. I just don't see them matching this Rangers team. I just think this Rangers team has a lot more offense. So I think the Rangers can get the job done, but we'll see. We'll see. Moving on along to our next game, we got 2 more games left. The Arizona Coyotes heading to Vancouver to face the Canucks. Arizona plus 165 to plus 183. Vancouver minus 196 to minus 205. 6.5s right across the board in this game. Connor Ingram will be starting again for Arizona. And they were switching back and forth. But now Ingram will start in his 4th out of his last 5 games, going 3-1-1, 927 save percentage. He has been good. Not a goalie that I really want to fade. Demko, unconfirmed, but should start here in this game for the Canucks. How these teams played recently? Well, Arizona 2-4-1 in their last 7 games. 3 overs, 1 under, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Going overtime in 2 of their last 4. Vancouver 5-0-1 in their last 6. 5 of their last 6 games going over 6.5. They've gone to overtime in 2 of their last 3. Vancouver has won 5 of the last 6 meetings, going overtime in 2 of their last 3. So really, I need to pull the trigger on the draw in this game. But as we saw a few nights ago, both teams going to overtime a lot. Both teams going to overtime when they faced each other in the past, and the game's finished in regulation. So doesn't necessarily mean it will go to overtime, but I am tempted to pull the trigger on the draw here, which I haven't yet. 2 overs, 2 unders, 3 games finished with 6 goals when these teams faced each other recently. For me, if you watched the show a few days ago, you pretty much know what I'm going to be on, and that's Elias Pettersson, anytime goal, plus 140. He cashed for me in his last game. I'll go right back to taking him here. Pettersson has been, I want to say, the MVP for the Vancouver Canucks this season, but Quinn Hughes has been fantastic as well. So, and JT Miller, really those 3. So I'll take Pettersson for a goal here in this one. Looking at other player props, Clayton Keller has a point in 5 straight games for the Arizona Coyotes. Nick Schmaltz has a point in 5 of his last 6, but left the last game with an injury, so his status is unconfirmed for tonight. But even if he does play, I won't use him as a parlay piece just because he's obviously not 100%. JT Miller has a point in 5 of his last 6. Elias Pettersson a goal in 6 of his last 8 games. You can parlay Miller and Pettersson both to get a point together. That would be a good same game parlay. At least 3 shots on goal for Pettersson in 5 of his last 6 games. So he's scoring and he's shooting the puck a lot. So give me Pettersson goal here in this game. Shane Pinto is a gambler. Sends money line. He has not yet returned. I believe he can return in a couple games. So he'll be able to return here soon. In his first game, I will be on Pinto anytime goal when he does make his debut this season. McNabb or Pietrangelo block shots prop tonight. Rangers only score on power play. All right. Canucks minus 1.5. Canucks in reg. Okay, so you guys aren't liking the draw. All right, all right. You all know Rick Tocchet used to coach for Arizona. This is a great spot for Vancouver. Let's pay next month's rent with the help of Tocchet in Vancouver. All right. So people liking the Canucks. And, well, as long as Pettersson scores, then the Canucks can win. And I'm all happy as well. But we'll move on to the final game of the night, which is this my favorite game of the night? I think so. I think it is. We have the Nashville Predators heading to LA to face the Kings. Nashville plus 120 to plus 134. LA Kings minus 141 to minus 150. Home favorites. Sixes right across the board in this game. How these teams been doing recently? Well, Nashville 4-3 in their last 7 games, going over 6.5 in 4 of their last 6. LA Kings have won 1 of their last 10 games. 1, 5, and 4 in their last 10. 4 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finish with 6 goals. How these teams fared against each other in the past? Well, it's one-sided. The Predators, Nashville, 11, 2, and 1 in the last 14 games between the teams, having a lot of success against LA in recent years, going overtime in 2 of the last 3, 3 over, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. And how I look at this game, give me the Preds. Not just because they've dominated this Kings team, but because this Kings team should not be minus 150 against a team with a winning record this season, especially at home. The Kings have not played well at home either. Nashville has a better road record, and this Kings team has a home record. I'm getting the numbers up here. And this game, really, I think the wrong team is favored here in this game. I really like this Nashville team. LA 7-7-5 at home this year. The Preds 11-8-1 on the road. Give me the Preds here to take care of business as a road dog in this one. Looking at goaltenders, no one confirmed yet. UC Saros or should be going against Cam Talbot here for tonight's game. But hashtag fade the Kings. This team is just in free fall mode. I will continue to fade them, especially at this great price for Nashville. Forsberg has at least 4 shots in goal in 4 of his last 5 games. Roman Josi has an assist in 6 of his last 7 for the Predators. And nobody's really been consistent for the Kings lately. Kopitar Kempe have been on and off. Trevor Moore has been on and off. Fiala's off now again. I trust this Predators team thoroughly more than I do this LA Kings team. So give me the Preds here in this one. Owen likes Preds money line. Man, I totally understand why. Let me guess, Terry. Preds win. I certainly think so. All the dogs are going to feast tonight. I do like some dogs. I do. What is up with the Kings? I don't know. They've been not good at home all season. Obviously, going undefeated on the road really helped them get off to a good start. But they haven't played it well at home, and now they're not playing that well on the road either. They've just been awful. So I'll take the Preds here. The Preds money line, it's going to be close. Yeah, maybe this is a good draw game too, but I have to take the Preds at this nice plus price here in this one. But that's today's show. Everyone tune in tomorrow. I believe it's a 4-game NHL slate. But I've been asked multiple times to start capping the AHL again. So instead of doing an AHL show, I'm going to add some AHL games to this show at the end of the slate to talk about some AHL games when there's games obviously on the slate. Fridays being a huge day for the American Hockey League. So should have some AHL picks tomorrow. We'll look over the slate, but people have been asking me to, so I will do that on the smaller slates. Let's go back up here. Kings suffering from the Pierre-Luc Dubois locker room effect. I could see it. I can see it. Here you go. There you go. Good luck tonight, Caveman, Wildman, Terry. There you go. Thanks. Bruins -1.5, Bolts -1.5, Canucks -1.5, Preds money line, and Caps -1.5. All right. Best of luck, everyone. And we'll see you on tomorrow's show. Have a good one, guys.